I have been learning Carnatic music from this institute called Brahadwani for the past few years. Brahadwani uses modern methodology when teaching Carnatic music to students. I got interested in Carnatic music. One day, my dad came into my room and asked me, "Why don't you have a painting of a musician next to your Sachin Tendulkar poster since you're so interested in Carnatic music?" I didn't have an answer at that time. Then I went to the internet and searched for a few pictures of Carnatic musicians. There weren't any good pictures of Carnatic musicians. There wasn't any good paintings of Carnatic musicians. The results that I got in Google were something like the ones you can see over there. So I went back to my dad and told him that the reason I don't have a painting of a Carnatic musician on my wall is because there aren't any good paintings of Carnatic musicians. This is where the journey began. My dad introduced me to his artist friend, Mr. A.P. Sridhar, and Mr. A.P. Sridhar promised me that he will paint a wonderful painting of a Carnatic musician for me to put on my wall. Then I landed in this dilemma. I did not know whose painting I wanted next to my Sachin Tendulkar poster. So I started studying and I did some research and I talked to many people. In the journey, I learned a great number of stories. I learned that there was more to artists and musicians than art and music itself. I learned that to be able to appreciate art and music is a human prerogative. That is, it makes us humans. I feel that people don't understand how important art and music is in the evolution of humans. Today, I'm going to share with you a few stories that inspired me to do what I'm trying to do. There have been a great number of inventors and a great number of inventions. Probably the greatest of them all was Da Vinci. His contemporary, the great Michelangelo, also invented a great number of things. My favorite invention of his was, if I may use the word, he had the audacity. He had the audacity to go and tell someone, "You have to teach me and you have to pay for teaching me as well." Scholarship. Michelangelo introduced the concept of scholarship, which has revolutionized education. There is this other great story that I heard, that I read of. This one is closer to home. There used to be this great singer. His name was Todi Sitaramaya. Now, Todi Sitaramaya was given the title of Todi because he used to render this ragam Todi very melodiously. So one day, Todi Sitaramaya needed some money and so went to a moneylender to borrow some money. And Todi Sitaramaya promised the moneylender that he won't sing the ragam Todi until he paid back the money. I thought that was outrageous. Imagine unpatentable knowledge as collateral. Then I realized that it wasn't. There used to be this great king. His name was King Sarboji. Now, King Sarboji could not bear the thought that Todi Sitaramaya was not going to render Todi for him, and so he immediately went to the moneylender and paid him back the money from his own pocket. These are just great patrons. The King Sarboji and Michelangelo's teacher. These are great patrons. This picture, this is a painting of another great patron. Her name is Bengaluru Nagarathnamma. Now, Bengaluru Nagarathnamma is the person who built the Tyagaraja temple at Thiruvayaru. She is also the person who started this tradition of Tyagaraja Utsavam, where scores of people come and assemble at Thiruvayaru to render the 5 Pancharatna Kritis of Saint Tyagaraja in harmony. You will notice that at the bottom of each slide, you will see a collage of 10 paintings painted by Mr. A.P. Sridhar, and the same collage is there on my t-shirt here. Now, probably the best of them all is this painting of T.N. Rajarathnam Pillai. Now, T.N. Rajarathnam Pillai was a Nadaswaram Vidwan. So when India gained independence in 15th August 1947, T.N. Rajarathnam Pillai was so happy that he went to Parliament House and started playing the Nadaswaram. The then Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, was so impressed that he gave T.N. Rajarathnam Pillai the title of Chakravarti, which means emperor. T.N. Rajarathnam Pillai was definitely the emperor of the Nadaswaram. It is said that when T.N. Rajarathnam Pillai practiced his Nadaswaram, he would turn on the amplifier so that everyone in the neighborhood could listen to him playing the Nadaswaram. He just enjoyed music. His is the sort of free spirit that we need to celebrate, and hence the painting. This is a painting of the great Maduramani Iyer. Now, Maduramani Iyer has many titles and awards to his credit. The one which he cherished the most was the title of Gana Kaladara, a title which was given to him by the people of Tanjore when he sang at the Tanjavur temple. To Maduramani Iyer, the people's title was very important. This is a great story and a great painting. This painting is of the great musician, G.N. Subrahmanyam Iyer, considered to be one of the greatest Carnatic musicians. When G.N.B. heard Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, one of the greatest Hindustani musicians, sing at Chennai, G.N.B. was so impressed that he prostrated at Bade Ghulam Ali Khan's feet. There was utter chaos. People started asking G.N.B., how can Carnatic music fall at the feet of Hindustani music? G.N.B. replied, music is music. It does not matter as to what form music takes or who sings it. To G.N.B., it did not matter as to where music came from. To him, music was to be enjoyed. This is a great segue into the next part of my presentation, where I will talk to you about a few prejudices and preconceived notions that needs to be broken when it comes to popularizing Carnatic music. One day, I was humming a few Kalpana Swarams in my room for a song in Maya Madhava Gaulai. Now, this is how I was singing it. And my grandfather came and started listening. Kamala Gauri Vageshwari Vede Kamala Gauri Vageshwari Vede Pasa sa pasa re ga pasa sa sa ni da pa pa sa sa pasa re ga pasa sa sa ni da pa pa da ni sa re ga pa da ni sa ni da pa da da ni sa ni ga re sa pa 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 ma ma ni pa 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 ma ma sa pa 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 ma ma ni pa 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 ma ma sa re ga ma pa da pa ma ni da pa da pa ma sa re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga ma ga ga re sa ni da pa ma ka ma la gauri Vageshwari Vede. So this is what I sang to my grandfather, and he really liked it a lot. An hour or so later, I played PSY's Gangnam Style for him, and he asked me to turn down the volume. So let me tell you what I actually did here.
Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Da 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 ni sa pa sa re ga pa sa ni da pa pa sa re ga pa sa ni da pa pa da ni sa re ga pa da ni sa ni da pa da da ni sa ni ga ni sa da pa 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 ma ma ni pa 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 ma ma sa pa pa ma ma ni pa pa ma ma sa re ga ma pa da pa ma ni da pa da pa sa re ga ma pa da ni re ga ma ga ga re ga ni ga ni da pa ma pa da ni sa re ga re sa pa re ga pa sa ni da pa pa sa pa re ga pa sa ni da pa pa da ni sa re ga pa da ni sa ni da pa da da ni sa ni ga re sa sa ni da pa ma pa da ni da pa ma pa da ni da pa pa da da ni ni sa pa sa re ga pa sa ni da pa sa pa sa re ga pa sa ni da pa da ni sa re ga pa da ni sa ni da pa da ni sa ni ga re ga sa pa ma ma ni pa ma ma sa pa ma ma ni pa ma ma sa re ga ma pa da pa ni da pa da pa ma sa re ga ma pa da ni re ga ma ga re ga ni ga ni da pa ma pa da ni da sa re ga re sa. So you must have noticed that I was rendering swarams to Gangnam when I was singing to my grandfather. So such prejudices of the form about what form music takes needs to be removed. Over there is the picture of the great Joshua Bell, one of the greatest violinists ever known. So before the Washington Post experiment, Joshua Bell played at an auditorium where tickets sold for around a couple of $100 per person. There, he played one of the finest pieces that Western classical music has ever produced. So the Washington Post requested Joshua Bell to play incognito at the subway station of Washington. So Joshua Bell agreed and dressed up as a busker and went to Washington Post station and played the exact same pieces that he played with the same $3 million violin that he had. He played the exact same pieces that he played 1 week ago at the concert hall. Over here, people little or did not notice him at all. It was actually the small children, the innocent children, who tried to listen to Joshua Bell playing because they understood that something great was being played here. So such prejudices about the location of good music needs to be removed. This is Chennai. Over there is the Music Academy where you can see a huge crowd assembled outside the Music Academy to listen to a concert. Over here is the place where I have facilitated over 20 free-format thematic concerts, and here the people are free here, and they enjoy music at my place. So at my place does not look anything like the Music Academy. However, I can assure you that at my place, the mind is without fear. The musicians are free, and the awakening is happening. Rabindranath Tagore will be happily looking from heaven, and probably one day a great Joshua Bell would have played at one such place without prejudice. Thank you.